What is going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we are going to be talking about who I think the face of the league, next face of the NBA is going to be, which is going to be Zion Williamson. Now, the reason why I'm picking Zion Williamson, of course, as I mentioned about the face of the league, it's not about the best player in the league who's the face of the league. It is who draws the talk, who the media is going to be talking about, who's going to be that main center of attention. And I think Zion Williamson is probably the most hyped player that we've definitely heard of since LeBron James when it comes to just a basketball perspective of the media talking about him. Now, I'm not directly, of course, going to mention how, of course, great he is as far as a player. I think the fact he's a good player, athleticism-wise, he's going to get the highlight plays. He's going to be getting talked about in many of these situations. But I think the fact, as far as the face of the league, I think the fact that Zion is really going to be that type of player. He obviously draws in a lot of attention. A lot of people have obviously been noticing the attention to prices going up during NCAA games, especially during the Duke-Carolina game, where the prices were more expensive than all the NBA games going on at that time as far as the average price, and even more than some finals games of the 2016 games. So whenever we think about the attention that a player such as Zion gets, I think that's the reason why he will end up becoming the face of the NBA. Not only that, when we do also think about these players, now of course we don't know which team he's going to be drafted by, most likely going to be the number one overall pick. But of course, with them changing the lottery pick system, which I may make a video about in the future, but essentially giving the top three worst teams equal odds at getting the number one pick could lead him to being on a team such as the New York Knicks, the Phoenix Suns, or the Atlanta Hawks at this situation. And also still giving, of course, good situations as far as an ability for the Chicago Bulls and other teams such as that as well. So it's, of course, an open range as far as which team he goes to. If he goes to a big name team such as the Knicks or the Chicago Bulls, I think the fact that that will definitely get him, of course, more legs up when it comes to being the face, being a talking point of every single game, even when they're not playing. Of course, whenever I mentioned in my previous video about Giannis, it did strike my attention what he did say, which was that he did not live a lifestyle or live a way that lets you see his outside life. And you're probably thinking the same about Zion, that we don't really see as far as a personality or anything like that in that way, but that of course is the lifestyle of just the NCAA protecting the players as far as a branch of seeing them. We usually don't hear much about college players as far as their personality, off the court issues, things and such as that, unless there's serious incidences. But in this type of situation, I think the fact that Zion will become very much that, and I think he's going to try to embrace sort of the same way that LeBron James did as far as preparing for this fame and trying to help that with how many players have definitely taken it as far as a business perspective and trying to help themselves out outside the basketball court. So I think the fact that somebody like this definitely is a face of the league that could definitely come up. And as I mentioned, I don't think the fact as soon as he hits the NBA that will immediately put him as the face of the league. I think the fact that even though it's going to be a very slow transition, even though LeBron James is not directly the player or in the situation that we were used to him, seeing him going to 8 straight finals, now going to miss the playoffs for the first time since his second year in the league, I still think the fact he'll be the face of the league as far as still seeing him in everyday type of things. I wouldn't be amazed if during the playoffs there's something that he does outside the court that draws attention to as much as what happens as far as the games being played. But guys, I'd like to know, who do you guys think would be the next face of the NBA? I think the fact that it's easily open that other players could be that player. Maybe somebody after Zion, maybe somebody such as Joel Embiid that is very personality driven and somebody that the NBA would like to have as the face of the league. But guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to Power of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.